Today's video is about my guilty pleasure manga genre of all time. The genre is isekai. Even though I know it's shit, I love it for some reason. Don't judge me. Today's topic is about one of that guilty pleasure of mine. The manga is called Parallel Paradise. This manga is so stupidly funny and interesting at the same time. It has the mix of mystery, gore, and a sprinkle of ecchi. Just a little bit of ecchi. I never heard anybody talk about this manga, especially because Okamata Lin work usually is very interesting. For example, Elfin Lead, this manga I will not try to pronounce, and You Are the Team My Queen. All of his manga have a similar pattern. First, almost all of his manga is very gore and very adult. The second one is all of his manga is very ecchi. It borderline hentai sometimes. Just look at You Are the Team My Queen. But for this latest masterpiece of his, he increased the antique by combining these two traits and increased it to 100%. Let's jump straight to the main topic of today's video, Parallel Paradise. The manga starts like any other isekai. The story is about Tadayota, a very normal, unassuming high school student. But one day he sees some strange dude wearing a doll head and bloody clothing enter his school ground. After that person teleport to him and drag him to the paradise world. In this parallel world, it has a monster roaming around a gorgeous purple sky and two moons, red and blue. When he arrives at this strange world, he meets a girl called Lumi. She is the knight of the Caesar Kingdom. She also has a bird as a pet. This bird is special because it can talk. It also a freaking god. Lumi gets surprised of her life when he meet Yota because she never meet a male in this world. When she heard Yota's voice, she start to lick the spring of lust, or basically her only wish is flip. The bird genius explained to Yota that it has been 3,000 years since a human with dick exists in this world. Because of that, all the women in this world, like Lumi, has zero tolerance against anything male. Even the voice can make the girl go apeshit insane. They go from this phase to this when they face Yota. This world has a few things that make it feel unsettling. The most unsettling thing that I realized early on this manga that is the population. First, of course, they only have female only. And the other thing is, the people is very young. All of them is like under 20 or some shit. But there is more. If the girl did not lose her V-cut before she become adult, she will have a phenomenon called moonbreak, or in layman term, they will die before reaching 20 years old. Even the way they die is not normal. It's not like they just collapse from heart attack or something. The way they die, they will become a melted cheese, and it look fucking horrifying. All of this happened because the curse of jealousy got some 3,000 years ago. So basic gist of the story is Yota need to fuck as many people as he can while killing the god of jealousy at the same time. Additionally, this manga is just a big fetch quest. Yota have to go everywhere to find some info about the god of jealousy, from the forest city to the beach city and many more. Of course, they will have a beach chapter in this manga. What I found interesting about this manga, this may go into a spoiler territory, so be warned. This isekai concept is pretty weird. I don't know if it classifies as isekai or not because of few reasons. First, this dude, the MC, can return to the real world if he die in the parallel world. Basically, he can be revived if he die in the parallel world. Number 2, his body is still in the real world. And if he die in that world, he also will die in the parallel world. This reminds me of Sword Art Online for some reason. Also, another interesting thing is this manga also go to the reverse isekai route. Let me explain why. Because the person that we saw in the first chapter that wear that stupid doll uniform is one of the guardian that Yota meet in the first city. The identity of that doll is Lilia, but I cannot explain any further because they just never explain about it in the manga. The MC did not even ask about it, it just keep going. The next interesting thing is this isekai manga is barely have any magical power. The MC does not have any magic power. All the female character does not have any magic power or use melee or gun. The people that have some kind of magic power is the witch. The author only give Yota big, strong and unsustained sex drive. He can go for hours. The last thing that I found interesting that still need to be explained is how people reproduce in this world, where only woman exist for 3,000 years. In the beginning, they just explain that the baby just come out of the queen castle, but that is still not explaining jack shit. This is only my theory. I need to put tinfoil hat. I think the castle is just a big factory that just make baby like iPhone assembly line, because people in that world can request new person if they want. Finally, I want to talk about the funniest shit in this shit show of a manga. Like I told you before, this manga is full of 18 plus rated scene, and he traveled to many places to find information about the code of jealousy. Of course, the MC will meet with so many girls. Of course, you can guess what he will be doing at that new place. That's not the funniest part. The funniest part is how Yota the chat described how the girl spring of last smell or what kind of flavor it is. It is so funny because some of this description is so fucking ridiculous. I will just cover a few interesting ones. The first one is called tension. What the fuck is that smell? Does she smell like a butter posh lobster or some shit? What the fuck is that smell? Maybe she smell like fishy. If that the case, she need to see a doctor. The next one is the most stupid one. This dude just described the smell and flavor of this girl like machine oil. Like what? WD-40 or the engine oil. You know what interesting is? In the beginning of the manga, the author explained that the smell is originate from the diet. Like this girl, she tastes like beef jerky because she loves meat. So if we apply that logic, basically they say this girl drink oil. I know she act like a freaking robot, but for God's sake, what the fuck is that? Can they at least make she taste or smell like metal? Speaking of metal smell or flavor, this girl tastes like rusty iron. I just feel sorry for her. There are also a few other tastes like fruity citrus, muskmelon, vanilla, a freaking blood, baked potato, a leek. Why a leek? For some reason. The latest one is blue cheese. The last one is quite worrisome. What next? Durian flavor or natto flavor? In conclusion, the manga is good if you want some NSFW stuff, but you don't want to read hentai. This shit is good for that. It almost a freaking hentai, but not a hentai. It borderline hentai. If you want a mystery with a few twists, this manga have it too. They still have a few those threads to cover in the manga, but in the end, it's a good read nonetheless. I recommend it if you want some adult isekai. Thank you for watching.